Hi, Susanna. First off, there are not words to describe how much I enjoyed your last video. So I've decided not to. That is, I've decided not to try to use words to describe how much I enjoyed your last video. Not that I've decided not to enjoy your videos. Anyways, so you can just assume that whenever I smile, that's me trying to describe just how much I love your videos. Not that your videos are the only thing that makes me smile. Perhaps you can just assume that I enjoy your videos as a general rule. Does that method work for you, or do we need to try another? I mean, I could show my appreciation through interpretive dance or gang signs. So it was brought to my attention after my previous video that I've been particularly vague about the details of this channel, vlog, YouTube thing. The story of how I discovered this lack of details is actually quite interesting. I was sitting in the kitchen preparing shrimp for cooking by removing their legs and tails, and then my sister walks up and says, "Stop! What are you doing? We need details!" That didn't actually happen. The real story of how I was told is a lot less interesting and a lot harder to make a pun out of. To be clear, my sister hates shrimp. Actually, she hates seafood in general, but that's beside the point. So I've decided to devote this video to clearing up some questions that I'm sure thousands of you have been dying to have answered. Such as, who on earth are y'all? Well, my name is Jonathan, and her name, or your name, I still haven't quite figured out how to refer to her / you in this video. Well, the name of the other person on this vlog is Susanna. Together we have been referred to as Susannathan. As to how we know each other, she's the Buttercup to my Wesley. I'm the Darcy to her Elizabeth, minus the initial hatred. She's the Kaylee to my Simon, including the long and awkward sentences. See the beginning of this video for examples. Of course, there are a couple extra details about us that are kind of important and without which this vlog would not exist. You see, Susanna lives in Missouri, and I live in Alabama. Yes, I come from Alabama, and her name is Susanna, but no, I don't play the banjo. So this large amount of space between us begs yet another question. How did someone in Alabama meet someone in Missouri? Well, there's this magical thing called the Institute for Cultural Communicators, otherwise known as ICC. Now, Susanna has been involved in ICC for a few years now, and last year she was in need of a debate partner for an ICC forensics tournament. Now, guess who has two thumbs, is also involved in ICC, and was also looking for a debate partner for that exact same tournament? That's right! My little brother. So one day I come home and there is the debate partner that my brother has told me about. And my first thought when I see her, I imagine she'd be taller. So longest story short, Susanna actually ended up interning with an ICC family in Alabama for a few months. During those few months, Susanna and I ended up seeing a lot of each other and discovering our mutual awesomeness as well as mutual feelings. Now, those few months recently drew to a close, which brings us to our next question. Why the vlog? Well, with Susanna's return to Missouri, my drive time to see her is now 11 times longer. Now, this would not make much of a difference if only the time in which I was free to see her was also 11 times longer. But, of course, life had to be rude enough not to give me that time, but we're not unprepared. There are several ways in which we stay in communication, one of which is this YouTube channel, Ships Vlog, which brings us to yet another question, which is, what's up with the sailing theme? Very shortly after getting together, Susanna and I took to using sailing analogies when talking about our relationship. Now, the reasons behind this were probably varied, but I personally think that it was largely because it made it less awkward for two awkward people to converse on an awkward subject. For example, it's less awkward for me to say, "I've never sailed before." before than for me to say, I've never had a girlfriend before, so I've got no clue what I'm doing. To some of you, that may seem like a small difference, but the truth is that it's super fun to come up with different ways to convert phrases into nautical terminology. Now, I'm sure y'all have thousands of more questions, but we'll have to get to them later. For now, I hope you enjoyed the video, and Susanna, the helm is yours.